What would you say is the one thing that gets you most excited on
your passion project, if you will,
in your policies?
After statehood?
Yeah.
Universal basic income. What?
Okay. Tell us about that.
Universal basic income. Where do I start? Of course, Andrew. It's not Andrew's original idea. Let's first start there. And we all know that Martin Luther King championed a guaranteed income.
Absolutely, he fucking did.
Matter of fact,
Fred Hampton was all about that shit.
If his book, hold on, since I got my prop right here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Ooh, here, take it back from the screen just a little bit.
Pull it back a little bit so we can read the text.
I don't know if you can read it.
All right,
nope.
to your left. Left.
That way. Yeah, right there.
Perfect.
The solution to poverty is to abolish it directly by a now widely discussed measure, the guaranteed income. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes. He was speaking about getting money into people's hands the night before he was assassinated.
That's
and
right.
So
yes, he absolutely was.
About King's dream, we're not going to just limit it to the content of our character, but we're going to talk about what he was trying to do on the behalf of poor people and what he was trying to do to hold us to the ideals of the country that we said that we were going to be. And that was putting money in people's hands. He said, we have mastered production in this country. Now we need to look at mastering distribution. You understand what I'm saying? And so in that spirit, I feel like at the very least, in the richest country in the world, the very least we can do is take care of our people and provide a way for our citizens to thrive. It's not about a handout. UBI is a help out. We used to help each other in this nation. And we don't need to worry about, well, will this create a negative effect? It doesn't matter. It has been demonstrated that the reason and the root of poverty is lack of cash. It's not lack of motivation.
And poverty is 100% a fabricated problem.
Yes. So what is the number one
money in their hands, they'll spend it. Yes.
That's right. What is the number one pushback that you get from people? What's the biggest hurdle that people have when you're talking to them about universal basic income?
How are we going to pay for it?
Oh, I'm sorry. We could just take the tiniest bit of the military spending and we can pay for it.
I mean,
what's your favorite proposal for paying for it?
How do we pay for the tax breaks that we've given to multiple corporations and
that's right.
I mean, can we get some of them dollars? Just a couple.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I know a lot of corporations that use their tax dollars to put money in their CEOs' pockets.
And they don't get lazy.
But somehow the actual workers on the ground floor didn't see any of that money. And yet they still talking about how we still broke, though.
Did you see Elon Musk tweeted when he became officially the richest person in the world? Did you see what he tweeted? Yeah. He wrote, well, better get back to work.
Time to go back to work. Yeah. But I mean, it's just ludicrous on its face to somehow suggest that people are going to kick back and stop being productive because you give them $15. I mean, it's not like we're saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at the arguments going back and forth about the unemployment and how much unemployment. We are in a pandemic. People want this. This is not a precedented type of situation. We should be all bets are off the table. We should be emptying the treasury to help our people survive.
That's what this is supposed to be for.
Yes, that's what, rainy day funds and all this other kind of stuff we got laying around. And even when they started putting the money out there for small business loans, remember the PPE program that it turns out, the Staples Center and Boeing and different multi-million-dollar corporations.
Didn't Jared Kushner?
No, how? Right.
Didn't Jared Kushner get a loan?
All these not so small businesses get these small business loans.
It didn't make them lazy, did it?
How did Kanye West get a PPP loan?
Right. What the fuck was Kanye West doing? Oh, I'm sorry. His Yeezy shoes weren't selling in the pandemic, so he needed a fucking bailout. Please.
I'm just saying some of that money could have funded a whole bunch of UBIs. So
yeah,
some of that money could have refurbished an entire school system in this country.
But a lot of when you want to get down to the nuts and the bolts of the how would we fund it, one of the main ideas, and I'm borrowing this from Andrew Yang, is the establishment of a VAT tax, a value added tax, and looking at some of our technology corporations like Amazon and Google, who make billions, almost trillions of dollars. You know how much they paid in taxes last year?
Yep. $0.
Yeah.
And they tried to come to New York with that shit too. They were like, give us a whole bunch of tax breaks and pay for us to come to your city while we also like rob your city blind and make everyone go bankrupt. Cool.
We
New York
could
was like,
tax
nah.
them at a 0.001% tax rate and fund UBI for like 20 years, for the entire country. So I am open to, innovative approaches to value-added taxes for some of these organizations and corporations who are benefiting off the backs of those of us who are sitting around now trying to figure out if they're going to give us a couple more scraps of stimulus payments from this, from this fallout from the pandemic. And I would like to say, when you talked about Andrew and how Andrew's idea was about not necessarily, even if he didn't win, that his ideas, got put forward. When we were at the Detroit debate and he mentioned UBI,
I remember that clip.
Him off the stage. Kamala looked at him and laughed.
Pete Buttigieg
looked at him and laughed. I was in Detroit. I don't know if y'all heard me in the crowd.
Yeah.
I was in the amen corner, and where are we now? They laughed at him. They thought it's a gimmick. He's just trying to buy votes, et cetera, et cetera. And then the pandemic hit, right? And people started talking about stimulus payments, and guess who they started calling? Hey, what was that program that you phone blowing up? And the thing about it was, Andrew is the type of dude. Andrew's just like an awesome human being. Let me just say that. He is my friend, and I love him dearly, and his family, Christopher, Damien, Evelyn, love all of them. But Andrew is like one of these dudes that is so rare, just in his humanity and just in his person, that you can't help but want to support and be around him. Like, he just like makes you better when you're around him as a human being. And so I treasure that we were able to not only meet, but, develop a friendship out of that. He's just a great person in general. And so his thing, and he's kind of that by accident. It's like, he's not even trying, it's like, hey, this is just, whatever it is, it's cool, let's hang out and just let it flow. And, and I'm like, Andrew, did you see what he said? Yeah, it's cool, whatever, it's cool. That's his mantra, whatever, it's cool. I'm like, no, okay, it's not cool, but okay.
Right. Your definition of cool and my definition of cool are two different things, but okay.
Yeah, and so, watching and sort of modeling after him, kind of this idea, but they laughed and then they called him. Yeah. And, the day after Andrew suspended his campaign, he went right into, well, the ideas and the policies I want implemented don't stop just because I was trying to do them because I felt like they needed to be done on a national scale. And so I ran for the presidency. But I'm not going to stop trying to implement them just because I didn't get the presidency. So what'd he do? A month later, he opens Humanity Forward, a nonprofit. Right. And what do they start doing? Giving out grants, UBI, small little grants to people to help with the pandemic. So when the pandemic, hit, he already even had an infrastructure in place of giving money away to people. And, I was helping give away some of the grants on social media. And so they called him, and now they wanted to know. And those very first stimulus payments we got were like for $1,200 a month. And I believe that it was Andrew Yang's idea and talk around $1,000 a month that even informed them on where to start in terms of how much to make those stimulus payments be. Because I remember some years ago, we got like some little tax rebate or whatever from Bush back in the 90s, or like $300 or something like that, or $500.
Right.
So when the pandemic hit, I'm sure they were thinking about, we might have to do one of those stimulus packages again. I think them cheap folks would have tried to, go get away with $300 or $400. Yeah. But the conversation started at $1,000 and ultimately went to $1,200. But that we considered a win. So Andrew won. And here we are today. Now he's running for mayor and talking about establishing a pilot of basic income in New York.
Which we are so excited about. We are so on board and ready to help out with that.
So that's where I'm at in my thinking about it too. It's about advancing these policies, about getting these ideas into the conversation, and about giving people back ownership over their future and ownership over politics, and getting them involved and getting them to trust that they have a voice and that their vote can count.
Thanks for checking out this clip from our show.
To watch more clips or full episodes, click on our profile below.
If you want to stay up to date on all of our new episodes and videos, click subscribe.
And if you have any ideas for future guests or topics that you would like to see us cover on the show,
leave us a message in the comments or connect with us on any of our social media channels at Funtime Program
or on our website at funtimeprogram.com.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.